Hello and salutations! My name is John Johnson and welcome to another episode of The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. In the last episode, we found the Minish Picori village and talked to the Elder. Did some other stuff, we found a heart piece and all that, but I'm not going to mention it besides what I just did. Because I kind of just mentioned it, but oh well. Going back on my word already and we're like 10 seconds into the video. In this episode, we're going to be taking on the very first dungeon, the Deepwood Shrine. So let's get started. So, standard first dungeon stuff in Zelda, it's pretty easy. But I will say they actually, some of the puzzles here are, and I mentioned it kind of late in the last episode too, the puzzles in this game are really unique. The way they use the whole being able to shrink thing and all that. And it shows a lot in this dungeon as well. Alright, let's get our first small key of this project. That's so awesome. The very first small key of a Zelda game fills you with such a fantastic joy, doesn't it? Awesome. Awesome! I'm gonna come right over here, and then Ezlo's gonna tell us how to open a door with a key, because somehow Link apparently is not smart enough to do that, despite being trusted with the princess's fate. Somehow he's not smart enough to work a key. Whatever, Ezlo, I think you're just underestimating me a little bit here, to be honest with you, but I'm not going to be offended, because that's not productive. Being offended is not productive. Do you see that lever? I think you should be able to pull it. No kidding, just stand and press R and yeah, blah. No. No. I literally just played through this dungeon earlier today. So we're going to come right over here, and this little mushroom here, pretty cool little, and this is like one of those, like, new mechanics, and Link gets all red in the face. Oops, messed that up. This is one of those new mechanics I was talking about that just kind of, it's really cool. You're gonna pull it back and release and sling. See, little stuff like that, and it's just, you know, this is the only Zelda game stuff like that is in, at least for right now. And I feel like they definitely could have used more of that in some of the old, some other ones. Not that I don't like other Zelda games. You know, obviously I love Zelda games, all of them that are out, except for Adventure of Link. I'm not a huge fan of that. I've still played it twice, but I'm not a huge fan of it. But what the crap was I saying? I feel like some of them definitely reuse the same tricks over and over again, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I still like them, obviously, or else I wouldn't play them. But I will say that it can get kind of old after a while. But, you know, what you gonna do? Well, what I'm gonna do is come right over here and set this other vine on fire so we can actually do stuff. But here we have a pretty standard Zelda puzzle, just pushing blocks and on stuff. No problem, no problem. Some buttons you can press down and they'll stay pressed down, and some of them won't. And that's how Zelda rolls. If you've played a Zelda game, you already know that fact. But what that did actually was make it to where we can move this barrel. And this is yet another, you know, first like 3-4 minutes of this of this video, and we're already getting into so many different little themes in this game that make it so good. Now that we've released the vines on the barrel, we can actually move it. See, stuff like this. Where is stuff like this in the newer Zelda games? And they have some innovations. I can't think of any right off the top of my head, but they do have some. But I don't know, just little stuff like that is so important to me in games, especially these days now that I'm older. You know, when you're young, you don't much care about having the same formula over and over again. But as you get older, it gets to be a thing where you really look for new forms of entertainment in video games. Not even just in video games, but in all media, really. You look for new ways to enjoy it, and I feel like this game did a really good job of doing that, as improving upon the standard Zelda formula so much. You found a dungeon map! Yahoo! So we're going to be using this a lot. Unlike some other LPers, I like to get the map and all that, because I am really compulsive about 100%ing dungeons and getting every chest, no matter how insignificant. And we're going to be doing that throughout this entire LP, and any other LP I ever do in a Zelda game, I'm going to do the same thing. So if you don't like that, I'm sorry. It's just something I gotta do. Alright, so let's continue. Oh yay, more ceiling slugs. No problem though, 2 hits with the sword and they're dead. I do like how they make the enemies. Oh, what is it, Ezlo? Ugh, you're annoying. You really are the Navi of this game. At least for right now, because we're learning everything. But if you've already played a Zelda game, you already know the stuff. What the crap was I saying? Oh yeah, I like how they use the size difference between you and enemies and all that to make it... Ezlo! Seriously, shut up! You're annoying. I like how they use the size difference here to be a major point of, you know, enemies and stuff like that are really just normal flies, but since you're so tiny, they're actually huge enemies. That's just cool. And there's going to be a particular part in this dungeon at the very end, which I'm not going to spoil, that does that in a major way, and I'll talk about it more when I get to it. So, Alright, so we're making progress through the dungeon. No harm, no foul. But, oh, what was I about to say? Oh, yeah. So, something about this dungeon that really struck me as not odd, but different, is how long it is. Zelda games have a real tendency to be very... No, I want to go in this... Okay. Zelda games have a tendency to have the very first dungeon you go in, and most Zelda games, with a very few exceptions, the first dungeon you go in is pretty small usually. They're pretty quick. You know, I can get through, personally, I can get through, like, the Deku Tree, for instance, in literally a matter of minutes. I can beat the entire first part of the Ocarina of Time. I can beat the entire first part of Ocarina of Time in 10 minutes. And I know that's not a big deal for speedrunners and all that, but for no glitches or anything like that, just playing the game legitimately, that's pretty quick there. The entire Deku Tree takes me all of, I think, 6 minutes, more or less, or maybe even less than that. But I mean, that just kind of goes to show you, even though I do have most of that game memorized, but it just kind of shows you that Zelda games have a tendency to make the first dungeon learning experiences more than actual, like, puzzles and everything else. Like, they'll have them, but they'll be pretty easy to figure out because it's trying to show you, you know, this is how Zelda works, kind of thing. But, whatever. Enough about that. We're going to come down here and get the compass. Use it to find the locations of hidden items. And that's the one we're going to use for the chest and all that. As well as the map. I should have mentioned that when we got the map, but I didn't, because what the... Oh, well. Because what the... Oh, well. That makes perfect English sense. If you don't really think about it. Oh, hey, look, another piece of art. Man, we are just filling up with some piece of hearts here, aren't we? But, unfortunately, there's not much we can do about this. There's an open door down here, but if we go down and try and go through it, you can see that we're kind of blocked off. Oh, well. Guess that means we're going to have to backtrack. Yay. Everybody loves backtracking, except for me. Alright. So, this time, instead of going up, we're going to go over here to this... No, we're going to drown Link, because that's what you do to win games. You drown the main character. We're going to come over here and jump. This is going to... Stop drowning, Link! Gah! Activate that bridge so we can come over here and activate this one as well. Fling, and there we go. No harm, no foul. I'm picking up all these pots because I want rubies. I'm very compulsive about getting as many rubies as I possibly can in Zelda games, because you never know when you're going to need them. I used to not be like that, and then I played Wind Waker. And anybody who's played Wind Waker can tell you that there comes a part in that game near the end of it where you suddenly need like 9,000 rubies or some crap like that without really ever having to collect them before then. So, after that, I started being kind of compulsive about collecting rubies in Zelda games early on throughout the entire game. That way I can have them when I need them. Oh, that annoyed me so much in Wind Waker. Even though Wind Waker is one of my favorite LP games. Favorite LP games? What am I talking about? Favorite Zelda games. Go out of the way. There we go. Go out of the way. I don't know if that was proper English or not. Probably not, knowing me. But here we get another small key. No problem. Use it online. We know how to use small keys, game. Seriously. And it just kind of brings us full circle here. But we know where we're supposed to go with this, so that's awesome. As you probably remember, there is a locked door going into that mini-boss room that we couldn't get into because of the web. The web of lies. Get out of my way, you stupid thing. I don't know what you're called, I don't remember. But you're annoying. That's all I care about. So here we have kind of a Moldorm ripoff, but kind of original in his own way, because you have to actually hit his nose first before you can hit his weak spot. And then he does the whole, like, what is that caterpillar enemy from Zelda, or not from Zelda, from Mario? I can't remember what they're called. Ugh. No, hit his nose, jeez. What were those things called? Ooh. Get down there, no, super web. Oh, crap, I barely got any hits in him at all that time. I suck at this. I don't know why, because it's really, really easy. Come here, face me. Face me! Face me! There we go. And diddly 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 doo! Oh crap, I thought I was gonna kill him. Not quite. I can't remember what those enemies from Mario are. The caterpillars that get angry at you. Yeah, those things. Oh really? I was one hit short? Wonderful. But now that we beat that, we get the dungeon item! You got the Gust jar. Hold the button to draw things in and fire them out. Yes, yes, awesome. So something else this game really has, compared to other Zelda games, is really unique items. Now, I will say the items from this game that are unique tend to get reused in later handheld Zelda games, I've noticed. or maybe reincarnated would be a better word, because some of them are kind of rip-offs of that one, of these items, excuse me. But Minish Cap was the first one, and we got a heart piece. You got a beat of a heart, and you not think like that one, my baby lighted you. Wonderful. I'm gonna go crazier and crazier as this LP progresses, I imagine. I'm just so excited to be doing a Zelda game again, honestly. It feels good. It feels good. Good. Excuse me, choking now. This is the third episode of this in a row I've recorded, after recording 2 episodes of Lion King, so this is the 5th thing I've recorded tonight. My voice is starting to hurt a little bit. Yay, we got 5 rooms. We also got some mysterious shells, which I'm not going to tell you what they do right now, because honestly I don't quite remember. I haven't gotten that far in the game at practice file, and I don't remember what I used them for before. So I'm just going to ignore them right now and collect them because, you know, as I said, I am kind of a stickler for collecting things. Press on that button after revealing it by sucking up the dust here, and it's going to put that portal up there, which we're not going to use right now, but we are going to use it in due time. And I will go ahead and show a way to defeat these things. If you use the Gust jar on them until they turn grayscale, you can beat them pretty easily. I'm assuming the Gust jar is sucking the poison out of them, which is kind of a cool little concept. These things are very, very poisonous if you get poisonous, not poisonous, that's not a word, poisonous if you get near them. We're also going to come over here, backtrack a little bit, reveal this switch, and get yet some more mysterious shells. If it's anything like Link's Awakening, then I imagine they have something to do collection-wise. Alright, we've only got... Alright. We've only got one more, or a few more chests to get here, so I'm not too horribly worried about it. Yes, I said horribly, not horribly, because I'm just in that kind of mood, honestly. Yeah. We're going to come down here and enter the barrel one more time. But this time, we can actually do something interesting and suck the web off of this hole. And after walking on it a bit, we can fall down it. Yay! Everybody loves falling down holes. And while I'm on the subject of items in this game, even though I've been off that subject for like 5 minutes now, something else, the items in this game tend to have more than one use. Like, you know, obviously the Gust jar can blow enemies away and suck things in and blow them and all that. I'm going to ignore any possible joke references there of certain activities that aren't family friendly that I don't want to talk about. Because as I said earlier in a video like a month ago or something, I'm trying to be more family friendly. Anyways, what I was saying, oh yeah, the items in this game tend to have more than one use, which is really cool, and something they don't do in a lot of Zelda games, unfortunately. And the thing is, the uses are just really creative. Fly! Go away. You annoy me. You annoy me greatly. We're gonna pick these pots up and destroy them, because we need to push one over on that switch. Hey, we got a heart. Come on. No, good. Thank you. There we go, and that's going to let the gate down, allowing us to go past on our little lily pad boat here, which is pretty dang cool, if I do say so myself. You can charge the Gust jar up 3 different levels, blue, yellow, and red will push you higher, or push you further, I should say. But it, honestly, and with the time it takes to charge it and everything, just doing multiple blasts like this tends to be about the same amount of time. So, sorry if this is moving a little slow. You know, you got to be careful with boat travel. Just look at Wind Waker. That's like the 3rd time I've mentioned Wind Waker in this episode, isn't it? Go away, fly. And we got another small key! Wonderful. We are getting close to the end of this dungeon already. I don't know how long this episode is going to be, but hopefully it's going to be at least a decent length. I'm trying, as I said before, I'm recording the first 3 episodes of this LP at the same time. Well, not the same time, obviously, but in the same recording session. And I'm kind of having to guess how long each episode is, because I don't have a timer besides the timer on my audio recording thing, which is up to 50 minutes. But that's split between... Well, yeah, 50 minutes split between 3 episodes ought to be enough. Anyways, what am I talking about? I don't need to be talking about that on camera. Stop it, John. Nope, slug. Ha 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 ha. Slug drowned. He passed through the lily pad. See if I can skip through some of these falling slugs here. Ha ha ha. You guys all suck. We had to go get that key first, obviously, so we can get through this door. And come down here. Use the aforementioned mushroom trick to get past all these. And here we have another new use of this Gust jar. We can actually suck these mushrooms over to us. Again, avoiding any sort of unnecessary joke there. Hee 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 ha ha ha. And being able to suck those over to us allows us to actually get across these ravines easier than before, which is pretty awesome, you know? Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I certainly enjoy it. Ooh, almost overshot it. And with that, we get the big key already. So we are missing two more chests, excuse me, in this dungeon, and we will be done. Jin. Ha, 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 I'm funny. Alright. So, come through this blue portal and get another heart piece. You gotta be the heart! You can play new heart container, your life and been playing increased. Wonderful. Already haven't even fought the first boss of the game, and we already have a completed heart container. How awesome is that? I mean, really though. And we are missing... I'm gonna have to travel back up here, aren't I? I'm gonna meet you in the big barrel room because I missed a chest up there. So I'm gonna go get that, and I'll meet you there. Alright, we're back. So let's kill these little mushroom top things. Whose official name I forget, but I might put on the screen. There we go. After we revealed this very obvious hidden switch right here. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. I know it's coming. Whew. Excuse me. I may cut that out depending on how loud it is, but I just sneezed up a storm there. You got 10 mysterious shells. Wonderful. So we're glad we got that under control. We can come in the barrel and actually just roll it on over until we can get back to the first room in the dungeon, which I'm going to cut to now. I will see you in a minute. Alright, and we are back in the first room of the dungeon. First off, go left here. Trust me. You are going to have to go right in a minute eventually, but we're going to go left first because there is a chest here that you can only get if you come in through this side. It only has 20 rubies, but as I said before, I am kind of a stickler. With that, we have gotten all chests and all items, and thus almost 100% of this dungeon. All we have left to do is fight the boss. So that's cool. Alright. Suck the web off, no major problem there. Alright, and we have to use the trick we've been using this entire dungeon and catapult ourselves with the mushroom. Twice, actually. Once to get over here and once to get to the boss door. And then we are going to be fighting the boss. Every one of these pots, as is standard Zelda fanfare, has hearts in them if you need them. We do not right now, so I'm not going to worry about breaking all of them. Oh, hey, look, it's Choo-Choo. This is a normal little Choo-Choo, no big problem. But wait, we are very small after all. He's jumping on top of the dungeon here. That's weird. Huh. And suddenly it starts raining jelly. You know what that means. Okay, I've thought about how awesome it is that they use regular-sized enemies as big enemies, or major enemies. This is just your regular Choo-Choo outside in the big world. But here, since we're so small, it's a major boss. That is good. Get off the wall, dude. Jeez, you had me stuck on the wall there. But that is awesome. The fact that it does like that. Oh, and he gets all derpy-faced. He gets such a dirt face whenever you do this. So easy way to beat him, you just kind of use the Gust jar. Also standard Zelda fanfare, using the item from the dungeon to beat the boss. Use the Gust jar to suck the slime out from his face, and he'll eventually tip over because of it. Nope. I got hit twice. Does a good bit of damage here for a first Zelda boss. Half a heart. But still, since we have 4 hearts already anyways, it's not going to be a major problem. Alright, he can't hurt you when he tips over, by the way. There he goes. So stay out of his direction if you possibly can. When he falls, you just sit there and wail on him, no problem. You can really tell how derpy their faces look in this giant version of one. Oh god. He jumped on me. He jumped on me hard. Oh, no! Dude, seriously, stop it jumping. I want to suck your face. What? Ugh. Ignore that I said that. Oh god. Seriously? Stop what you're jumping, man. You're not doing anybody any good. Stop with the jumping. No. Ooh, I don't know how I dodged that one. There we go. So when he starts tipping over like this and gets all dirt face, it's pretty easy. Just kind of roll past him one way and the other. And chances are he won't land on you when he falls. Chances are. It is still possible. It has happened, trust me. And then we come over here and wail on him. And with that, ba-boom, boom. He goes derp-eyed with derp smile and derp explodes. Derp. Awesome. First boss of the game, down. First dungeon of the game, down. And we get troll hair. And if you're old enough to get that joke, then it's funny. If you're not, trolls used to be this thing in the 90s, and they had really crazy hair that tended to be colored purple, and it looked a lot like that, actually. There. See? It's a lot less funny when I have to explain it. You got the earth element. The power of the earth is the source of all living things. Oh, that's philosophical for you. The earth element is the embodiment of that power. Cool. Oh, and we get a heart container. Already up to 5. Your life engine is great and been replenished. Woo! So we have 5 heart containers already. I promise you not all heart pieces are going to be that easy to get, though. You've got the earth element. You must go tell the elder at once. He's right. We must. But we're going to save that for the next episode. Thank you guys for watching today. As always, like if you like. Leave a comment. Tell me what I did right, what I did wrong. Subscribe if you want to see more, and share with your friends. Thank you guys for watching. Now I'll see you next time on The Legend of Zelda, The Minish Cap.